Let's head straight to Washington, D.C., where President Donald Trump is currently holding a meeting with South African President Cyril Ramaphosa. Let's just listen in.
And India is my friend, Modi. And he's a
mutual friend.
Yeah, he's a great guy. And I called them both, and we just did something good. We're trying to settle Russia, Ukraine. We spoke with President Putin for 2.5 hours the day before yesterday. I think we made a lot of progress, but that's a bloodbath. 5,000 people are being killed a week, 5,000 soldiers a week, not including people in cities and towns that are also being killed. So we're trying to help. And it doesn't affect us. It's not our people, it's not our soldiers, it's Ukraine and it's Russia, but if we can save 5,000 souls, we'll do it. You know, we're pretty good at it. But that's a bad situation. That is a really bad situation.
Well, you'd recall when President Zelensky was coming to South Africa, that's when I spoke to you.
That's right.
We both agreed that we need to push the peace message so that there can really be peace. And we've been involved in the Ukraine-Russia conflict for quite a while. Through my Minister of State Security here, we've been dealing with them, the exchange of children who were taken away, going through names and addresses and all that. So we've been invested in that whole process as well. And the moves that you're making are fully supported by us because we would like to see the end of that war.
That's true. I called Zelensky and they said, he's in South Africa. I said, what the hell is he doing in South Africa?
He was talking to us.
We got this straight. That's a strange one. I said, what are you doing in South Africa?
Yes.
That's a strange one.
He's trying to make peace. But we're taking him, you know, we were lucky because we had the great Nelson Mandela who taught us how to create peace, to make peace. So we were imparting some of those lessons to him, some of those learnings, and I specifically mentioned to him that this is how Nelson Mandela taught us that when you want to have a peace in a country, do it on an unconditional basis and sit down and talk. And that's precisely what I'm sure he's going to heed.
Well, we're going to see what happens with that one. It's there's a lot of hatred.
Yeah.
There's a lot of death. It's a bloodbath.
It is. Unfortunately.
I get the satellite pictures of that field, of that killing field. You never saw anything like it in your life. It's horrible. It's a horrible thing.
Okay, so that is Donald Trump speaking to Cyril Ramaphosa. And earlier, before we dipped into Washington, D.C., he was asked about the South African or the white South Africans who were allowed to the U.S. to apply for refugee status. And this was his response. He says, we've had tremendous complaints about Africa. And Trump says in response, saying that white farmers are fleeing South Africa. He was adamant, he added, that don't say we didn't take them, to accusations that the U.S. is accepting or unaccepting of other refugees. Trump also says, just look to the southern border. And then he moved on. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.